Tom Roncelli, so here's the question. Should you get a mortgage pre-approval before you go house shopping? Well, the answer is absolutely yes, so that you've got the numbers. We oftentimes get a call, people want us to take them out and look at houses, and we do ask them if you talk to a lender, and their response about half the time is, well, we're just casual, we haven't gotten that far, we're just sort of looking. And then they fall in love with the house, they want to make an offer, and we tell them we need a letter, and they say, why? And we say, because the listing agent is going to be asked by the seller if you're going to qualify for the loan, and the listing agent doesn't know you, the seller doesn't know you, Kelly and I might know you, and we may think you're golden, but you got to make your best case when the offer's on the table. You can present the offer, but they're not going to accept it. So you're in love with this house, and you need the letter, and it's a Saturday morning, and you don't want to lose it. So we give you the name of a lender that is on call, and they'll do the letter over the phone, etc. But you feel terribly pressured, and sometimes you feel that we're giving you the pressure. We're not. Get it done in advance, because you really deserve to, analyze, what all these numbers are and why you need all this money, and shop some interest rates and be comfortable. Sometimes the buyer's reluctant to do it because they think it's going to impact their credit. You can get mortgage pulls without it impacting your credit for a house. It's not the same as buying furniture at Art Van or financing a car. Mortgage pulls, they know you're shopping, and they don't have any negative effect. So call somebody, go to your local bank. We love referring people to Kelly Ross at Ross Mortgage. But let me give you a little bit of an overview of what you're going to find out, all right? There's two hunks of money that you need to buy a house if you're going to get a mortgage. There's the down payment, which is pretty simple. Let's just make an example. You want to buy a house for $100,000. You're going to put 10% down. That's $10,000. Then you find out that you need more like $16,000. You wonder what's wrong with the math. Well, the bank's not going to loan you the money unless you pay a whole bunch of fees in order to get the loan. So we know the simple down payment math, but where does this other approximately 4 or 5% come from? Just a little brief rundown. Well, you got to pay the first year taxes in advance. You need a homeowner insurance policy. There's a loan origination fee. There's an interest adjustment. There's a home inspection. There's all kinds of stuff, and when you're all done, it's about 5%. If you picked up the phone and you called the lender and you said, I found a house, I love it, it's $100,000, what are my closing costs? They would say something like $1,600, and then you find out that it's $6,000. Okay, what's wrong with this picture? Well, the problem is that the lender really wants you to come in and see them. They want your business, so they quote you low, and their defense is that on this great big spreadsheet, the money you need to get a mortgage has a bunch of categories. Mortgage costs consist of closing costs, prepaid items, and adjustments. Now, the problem is, if you don't know the buzzwords, you just get an answer to your question, and it doesn't really give you the true picture. So here's how I've simplified it. 2 hunks of money, the down payment, and all the other cash you need to go to closing. So when you're talking to the lender, you want to know all the other cash you need to get to the closing, and they'll make a great big long list and generically call it your cost to close. All right? Find out from the lender what the maximum you can borrow is. You might find out you can borrow $400,000, but you only want a $200,000 house. Well, it's a fine situation because you get to decide how much you want to spend rather than the lender telling you that you can't afford it. Now, I'm not encouraging you to spend more than you actually want, but I am encouraging you to find out from the lender what your budget is, etc. Get it done in advance, so that you're not in panic. You don't have any obligation to that lender. It'll just help you. Give us a call. We'll have more conversation.